What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for coming to check out quick tip number 7. This video was recorded a year ago and released exclusively on my Patreon. For the past year, they have had access, so now I'm slowly releasing these every single week to the general public 1 year later. Today's quick tip is super quick, right? It is literally the definition of a quick tip, even though that's not why I named them quick tips. The reason I name them quick tip is because literally I just turn this camera on and kind of go. I don't have a script. I don't do any massive editing. I just kind of hang out, show you guys my tip, and in real time explain how to achieve it, right? So today's is like 3 minutes long tops, but it's one of my most effective and popular quick tips to date. It is on how I keep track of my miniatures when I'm batch pinning them to bases. In this video, I use a product from my sponsors, Elric's Hobbies. They make some of the best resin bases I have ever seen in my life. They're pre-made resin scenic bases. They have massive lines with all different types of base sizes, very thematic. So this one, I'm using my Necrons and I'm batch painting 5 at a time and pinning them to bases, but I'm fitting them before I paint them. So now I've got to go back and I've got to remember this base, this footing goes with this Necron. Instead of getting confused, I'm going to show you a little trick on how to keep track of which base goes to which specific model. If you enjoy this quick tip, you want to see more or some of my recent product review videos or upcoming videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and let me know down below in the comments what you thought of the quick tip. I would love to hear from you guys, and maybe you would like to suggest a topic for a future quick tip. Of course, I'll have a link down below for my Patreon where you can get access to these quick tips 1 year in advance. For $5 a month, you get full access to the whole smorgasbord of tutorials that I have. I think I'm up to like 75 different tutorials over there. So if you feel like checking it out, please check out the link down below. I feel like I just said check out about 15 times, so I'm going to shut up and we'll get to the quick tip. Alright, gang. Quick tip number 7, I believe this is. This one's going to be on batch painting pinned miniatures, I guess, to bases. If you're doing an entire squad and you've got some resin bases, or you paint them not on their bases like I do, you have multiple in a unit, say 5 or so, this is a great way to keep your bases organized as you're fitting them onto the bases. So I've got a couple of my Necron Immortals here, and I've got 5 total. It's going to get confusing to remember which one goes to which, so I've already pre-fitted these two and drilled them out how I want them. So instead of trying to keep them all organized and figure it all out, just a simple little trick that I do is take some paint, depending on what color you like, it doesn't matter, just they all have to be different. But I take a little dab, I put it on the end of the pin that's going to go to the base. You can also put a little dab on the bottom of their foot if you'd like, something like that. If you're not doing a pin, you know, I like to do it on the pin just because it's safer. And then you take their corresponding base and you put a little dab of paint on that as well. And rinse, repeat with the next color. So this one's going to be orange, then this one will be blue. It's pretty simple, but you know, if you got to stop what you're doing, or there's a dry phase before you start painting your bases, then this is a great way to keep things organized and remember which base was supposed to go to which miniature. And you can do this with as many miniatures as you need to do. I have 10 Immortals, so I've already done 5 of them just for shits and giggles, but as you can see, they each have a color dab on them. This one's got green over here, this one's got red, but they're all set so that when I batch paint their bases, I don't forget which miniature I lined them up with. There's your quick tip for the day. I hope it helps you guys out with batch painting and setting up your miniatures for an army. Thank you so much for being patrons, and I'll see you guys next week.